surface. Are you coming off the clouds yet?
Floating down, and as I landed right next to a flower, about 7 petals, kind of pinkish, and it's pointing up at me.
What else do you see?
I see the green grass around it. I'm in a field, maybe a school. It's a building behind me. It kind of looks like a playground off in the background.
Look down at your feet. What kind of shoes are you wearing?
I'm wearing white and black, almost like Chuck Taylor, but they're the Ed Hardy versions.
What else do you notice around you?
I can see the fence connected to the school area. It's for maybe basketball or tennis. There's a courtyard over there. And I can see the goal for soccer set up in the field by me. And I think there are kids over there playing.
Are you carrying anything in your hand?
Looks like I have a book bag. Old school, it's mesh.
I would like for you to advance the scene to where you're going. What do you see?
I started to go toward the school, but I'm headed away from it, going to the bus stop to catch the bus.
Do you see anybody you recognize at the bus stop?
It looked like Ruben's there with me, my best friend, but he's upset, so I'm just kind of standing off on my own. I don't know the other people there.
Now, I would like for you to go to where you live. What does that look like?
As soon as I get on the block, I look up, and steps, and 2 rows of steps before you get up to the top. And I see the house, and the window from outside, but on the inside of the house is black.
Who all stays there with you?
And it's me, my mom, my dad, and my little sister, and Nakia, the cat, and Sabrina, the dog.
How do you feel?
I'm a teenager. Feels like I'm just 16 all over again.
Now, I would like for you to go to where everyone's sitting at the table eating dinner. Who's all sitting there?
Really, it's just me, my mom, my sister, my dad's at work. We have a TV by the table, so we're really just eating and watching TV.
And where does your father work?
He works at the school. He's a janitor, cleans the floors, stuff like that.
And what do they call you?
My mom and sister call me Mike. My dad calls me Bubba or Bud.
Now, I want you to leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day. A day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
The ambulance is outside the house. I see paramedics and the police going in and out of the house as I'm walking up to it.
What's going on in the house?
This is the day that my mom tried to kill herself again. And I guess my dad or my sister had to call the police. I was living with my best friend James. We arrived from across town. And I remember I can see my mom still on the steps crying. And I'm just standing there at the bottom of the steps by the bushes. I don't want to go to jail because I know what's about to happen. I want to hit my dad. But I know I'm going to do it anyway again.
Did you get a chance to talk to your mom while it was happening?
No, I just see her there crying. I already know what this is. She couldn't take it anymore. So she's just trying to leave this world. And now she's upset at herself for trying to do so. So I don't really try to comfort her and to let her be.
Now, leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day, a day you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to another important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm telling my recruiter that I want to go active duty, that I want to leave Baltimore. I don't want to just be a reservist and come back home. There's nothing here for me in Baltimore. I'm telling her that I want to go completely in and leave. We're riding in the car together and I'm telling her this. Just pick me up from school or to gym at the school.
Why do you feel you need to leave so bad?
I gotta get away from my parents, even though I don't live with them anymore. But my brother James, he has a girlfriend now, and I don't want to be the third wheel hanging around. And the girl that I was dating when I left to go to boot camp, she got pregnant while I was gone. So now I'm running. I'm ready to leave this. I'm through with this whole city.
And what does she agree with you to?
My recruiter tells me that I'm one of the few people that I actually need to get away from home and away from my parents, because my parents bring me nothing but strife. And she's all for me going in active duty. She think it'll be best for me.
Advance the scene when you actually leave Baltimore. Where are you?
I'm on a plane to Korea. It's 15 hours. And they serve you with real silverware. I can't believe it. So I'm looking out the window. I have a window seat. And I'm just looking at the clouds. Feeling like I'm flying as the plane instead of sitting in there.
Now, leave that scene and let's move forward to an important day, another day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We now move forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm at the boxing tournament. about to have my second match, and I see the ring, and I see the people from my unit, and I see my coach warming me up, getting me ready to go into the ring.
How are you feeling at that moment?
I'm nervous, but I'm not scared. I'm ready.
Advance the scene when the fight is over. What's happening?
They're telling me that I won, and I can't believe it. They're telling me it's a good job I did in the uppercuts, and I don't remember a lot of it. And they asked me, couldn't you hear us cheering for you? And I said, no. I had tried to quit the match in the second round, but the ref didn't hear me, so it went on, and I won it.
Bet that felt amazing.
It was surreal.
Now, leave that scene and let's move forward to another important day, a day that you consider to be important when something is happening. We have now moved forward to an important day. What is happening? What do you see?
I'm driving on the highway in South Carolina with my friend in the car, and at the last moment he tells me to take the exit. Instead of just taking the next exit, I'm already going 90 miles per hour, so I banged off the highway. We started going even faster, going off the exit ramp, and everything went blurry. And out of my window, I saw a figure in white. Out of his window, I saw a figure in white. And it kind of reassured me that we were being protected, or if not surrounded. And I remember thinking, I have to stop this car from moving. So I ran it to the guardrail. The airbags immediately deployed. Called for services.
I want you to connect with that figure that's in white and see and ask the figure who he is and why he's there.
It tells me that his name is Michael and that he's always been there to protect me, standing behind me. And that was the first time I've been excited enough to see him. That it wasn't a figure on one side and on the other side. It was just one. That's just how fast it was moving to protect both of us. As he's saying that, I'm back in the car, and even though we're crashing and everything is moving fast, I'm looking, and I took my eye off of whatever it was on my right and looked out the window, and I saw the white figure on the left, but I never tried to look at the same time to see if he was there.
Is Michael your spirit guide? Or is he your angel?
I don't know if Michael's my spirit guide or my angel. I know I have a huge angel, a seraphim, that guides over me, but that I also have a horde of angels, about 77,000. But I stopped talking to them. I stopped asking them for help.
Could you connect with Michael, the white figure, again and ask him, is he your spirit guide or is he your angel?
Are you my spirit guide or are you my angel? telling me we don't even, it's telling me that that I'm not sure if I even believe in angels anymore, or if I believe in something else. So I'm not going to accept the answer that it gives me.
Tell Michael to just say it so you could hear it, to be able to accept it.
Just say it. Tells me that he's an angel.
Okay. Do many call him Archangel Michael? Ask him that.
He said he is the Michael with the sword,
Okay.
the flaming one.
Okay.
He's about retribution and justice.
Well, you have a wonderful protection by you. Now, we're going to leave that consciousness and personalities of Mike to once again return to the body and fully integrate back into the body. May I speak to Mike's subconscious, please?
Yes.
I have permission to speak to Mike's subconscious.
You have my permission.
I respect the power of the subconscious because I know the subconscious takes care of Mike's body and does a very good job of it. I also know that the subconscious has the records of everything that has ever happened to Mike in his lifetime and all the other lifetimes he has ever lived. So I respect the power of the subconscious, and I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
Yes, you do.
I know the subconscious could have brought forward many different things to show Mike today. You chose today to show him different experiences in this lifetime. You showed him the one when he was at the school. Why did you show him that?
To remind everyone he was happy, playing outside, in the sun, in the nature. How the sun gives him strength.
How does the sun give him strength?
It heals him, and it energizes him.
Is it through his skin, through the crown of his head? How does the sun,
Frontal lobe and through his eyes.
okay. So should Mike sun gaze? Would that be good for him?
Also bathing through his skin, feels it. It's warm. It brings joy. Maybe spending more time out. Walks, forest, bike riding, in the sun.
You also showed him the scene when his mother was attempting to take her life. Why did you show him that?
Pain, the guilt, and he needs to address with his mom.
How could we help Mike today release and address the pain that he has in his body, to release that?
He needs to acknowledge that he cannot save her. She has to come into the realization that she needs to save herself and not feel guilty about it.
You also showed him with his boxing match, and that he actually won, and they were very proud of him winning. And he also stated too that even though they were talking to him, he couldn't hear anything. Why were you showing him that?
That's where it happened. That's where we learned that when we doubt ourselves, we don't think we're doing the utmost or up to our level of what we think we can do. We really are. You need to remember, you already done this. Different ring. It's a wrestling ring. This is where you were going to end up anyway. Stop doubting.
What other rings has he done this at?
Only a boxing ring. His first love was boxing. Sport of combat. It's not a team sport. Biggest team player. He's never been a team player. The night TT was born, it was a boxing match. 8th Army Championship. If I won the match, I would have joined the team, went to Colorado and got to see my newborn baby. If I didn't win the match, I would go back to South Carolina and follow who is now my ex-wife, my first wife, to Cuba, and try to win her heart back for stepping out on our relationship. I'm not sure if I made the right decision, but I made a decision, and I threw the fight. In the second round, I stopped being aggressive, and I stood still, and I opened up my guard so my opponent could get in. Looked at the ref to show that I was now docile, and stopped the match. We had to get over that. We thought it was all about boxing. It wasn't. It was about the ring in general. So we became jaded. We vowed never to take boxing seriously again, but we have a heavy bag and gloves and mitts. It wasn't about boxing, it was about the fight in general. You have to keep fighting.
Is there a way that we can help Mike release? It seems like there's regret there.
You have to pull it forward. You thought that you could push out your memories, but you love them, you're fond of them, they're yours. You gotta learn to pull them forward and pour them into a new bowl. Pour them into the new chapter. They're not bad. You feel bad about them. It's okay. It's okay. It didn't work out the way I thought it was supposed to work out. But it worked out the way I knew it would work out.
That's some really good advice. A list of questions that he would like answers to. Could you answer his questions for him?
Yes.
He's asked, For some reason, has the feeling that time is running out of for something. Why does he feel that way?
It's the guilt. It's so hard on yourself. You're overly hard. Even when you're relaxing and enjoying yourself, you think you should be working towards your goal. You are. You are doing that by relaxing.
He says he needs to figure out who he is. Who is he?
He already knows that. He knew that from the moment he became aware that he was in his body. He needs to accept who he is. He already knows. He needs to accept it. Stop denying it. Stop hiding it. Stop being ashamed when you do announce it, or ashamed for thinking it. Accept it.
And what is he?
It's a spirit warrior. He's in his body, but he's not of his body. The war in the spirit is almost as confusing as the war he fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. He doesn't know all the answers, but he is a soldier. Just as trained on his M16 and his PT and his weapons qualification and land nav, you need to train on your gifts and on your senses, not ignore them. I'm here to help. I'm here to save the world.
And how is Mike supposed to save the world?
All he has to do is give a testimony. That's all he has to do. Is give his testimony. Show the world. Show them what he's been through. Show them your thoughts. Show them, let them hear the music that you hear in your head. You have to create. That's it. You don't have to do anything extra. It's as simple as that, but he doesn't believe it.
So is music the best way for him to create that you see?
He's going to unite the people in the world through the common love of pro wrestling. Not everybody loves pro wrestling, so he's going to use pro wrestling and music because it's powerful. It's a language that we all understand. Michael can communicate and get along with almost anybody, regardless of race, religion, creed, color. It's going to use that ability. It's going to end racism because we have to get the people to align, to not hate, to come together. We have to align so that we can see what's been looking at all of us the whole time. And he's scared. He thinks it's so hard to do, but it's not going to be hard to do. You just have to do it.
Just do his part and he'll make a big difference.
He doesn't think that one man can do so much. But he already has. He's been doing it his entire life.
He wants to know, why have he been seeing these apparitions?
Gifted, afflicted, sometimes they go hand in hand. But these gifts are only his affliction because he lets them be. He needs to learn about these gifts, who he is, who he was, and know that they're not there to harm him. They're existing just as he is. Can't be mad or upset or scared. Woe to the man that barks at the squirrel for climbing its tree. The squirrel's there, and so is the man.
He says that why does he think he saw the Green Reaper as he was a child and again in 2016?
Being in the military is like being institutionalized for him. Taught what to think, how to act, how to show up. The world in which he knows it is an institution. The things he sees and what he associates with them, or what he was taught in doctrine to believe. Associate figures with words or phrases that may not even have existed within the 21st century or before such. I don't know what that was, but no soul was reaped then or afterwards. Scared of shadowy figures, thinking that death is chasing them. When the reaper would reap, wouldn't gaze, wouldn't wait until you were asleep to reap. It would reap. But scared. Thinks his life is short. Always thinks that he's dying. His blood levels off. His liver. Taking too many supplements. Headache. Eating the poison food his whole life. He always thinks he's dying.
He's never felt like he's from this planet. Why does he feel that way?
He can feel the skin that's on his body, and it doesn't belong. It's uncomfortable. It's not natural for him, and he doesn't understand why the rest of the world doesn't feel the same way.
He wants to know, what are you doing while his conscious mind is asleep?
I'm healing you. I'm holding you together. I'm unlearning your self-destructive abilities. You are your own worst enemy, but you are also your greatest savior. If you just stop paying attention to the world. You did it before. You need to do it again.
He saved the world before?
Stop paying attention to distractions, to what everyone else is doing. Television, media, trends. And he became of the world. Money, women, indulging. Forgot that that's not what's real. None of that stuff is real.
Could you today, because at night I know that you worked actively in healing him, giving him a fresh start, but when he wakes up, he starts back over again. So it's like all the work you did that night, he just goes right back to the thoughts, and throughout the day he continues on that path. Is there any way that we can get him a guide that will guide him to more people that do eat vegan, that are into nature, that are into the music and the boxing that's going to uplift him, to where he's more outside the house in nature, and he'll help somebody. He's got it to people that he can actually look up to want to release these negative thoughts that he has.
Absolutely. Nothing is by chance. It ain't no person or no thing. Those people, those situations, they're already there. Michael's becoming less afraid to leave his home now.
Is that why you were able to send him to me today?
Absolutely. Yesterday, he didn't even have to leave his home. And this help, this alignment of where he wants to be literally came to his footsteps. There's no turning back. He won't let himself turn back anymore.
Why can he fall asleep on his back? He has a fear of sleep paralysis.
Because it doesn't shut off. It's spirit. Any changes in the room, in the atmosphere, in whichever realm, when his light cuts off, mine is still on. He doesn't know how to deal with that or understand it, or never took the time to really research it or seek help. Just medicate for it by sleeping to the right, to the left, or even under the pillow.
The advice that I gave Mike today before we started the session in reference to his light, and how his light, his energy is higher and he's bringing up the vibration and it drains him to a balance. Was that pretty accurate in what I was telling him?
It was exactly accurate. Maybe 3 months ago, we met a man, the man who does the graphics for his costume, who suffers from the same thing. It was not by coincidence or by chance that we met this man, Mr. Wolf. He told Michael that he has to literally indulge in whatever activity or creativity that's spontaneously in his mind, but then rest from it. Break. Rest from it. If not, you become bored with it. Take a break. Go back. Training myself how to use my abilities. And my disadvantage, it's not a disadvantage. I just need to cool off because the frequency, the resonance is so high. I have to contain myself. My first match was March 12th, 2017. I drove to Louisville, Kentucky. I released so much excitement, so much energy driving down there that when it was time for the match, only my body could perform. I was already physically drained. We know this. We have to control this.
Would Mike learning how to put in more time with meditation, would that help him calm his mind more to where he doesn't exert all his energy all in one space where he can control his energy more?
Absolutely, he doesn't know how to breathe. Even in his sleep, he doesn't know how to breathe.
So before we started today, and I had him breathe through his nose and hold in, would he need to learn how to do breathing exercises like that to relax?
He needs to accept the fact that they work.
So Mike is really in if the masses are doing it that's right versus the small percent that nobody talks about, that it doesn't work because he doesn't see it.
He's very influential, but he's also very self-influential.
Okay. He asked, have or can I tap into all source?
He's been doing that in his entire life. When he was 6 years old, he was flipping backwards on a upside down off the swing set in his grandma's backyard. It's called a penny drop. You flip and then you land on your feet. He flipped and he fell on his hand. His pinky finger was sticking out at a broken angle. Prayed over it, and the pinky went back, bone and everything. He never told anybody, but he saw it. He didn't accept it.
So, it seems like Michael has a lot of gifts to offer. Is there a way, since we have you right here, Mike's higher self right here communicating with him, can you right now tell him a way to where you and him can meet in a space, in time, to where he's conscious and you can teach him how to use all these gifts?
Michael needs to return to the forest in his mind.
And what does that mean?
It's the place that he played in as a child when he imagined being in the forest, a place of peace, a place of calm. And then we showed him the same forest while he was at basic training. And he was in the field and he looked around and he saw the tree formations, and that they were in fact the ones from his mind. And that while I was in basic training, my spiritual awareness was heightened. It was for a reason. It was to show me that it's real. I can do this. He's got to come back to the forest.
So when he goes back to the forest, that's his place of no resistance, to where the allowing of knowing what he already knows to come through, to where he can bring forth to where he is now.
It's the peace.
Okay.
It's the stillness, the calmness in which you can listen.
Okay. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he says that he's awakened. Why is he waking up at 3 in the morning?
It's time to recharge.
Okay. And how is he recharging?
He doesn't feed his soul anymore. Doesn't feed his spirit. He draws from it. Although its power is immense and immeasurable, he only draws from it. Doesn't feed into it. The spirit isn't learning anything new that he's supposed to from being here on this place. So you can keep drawing the power. It's fine. It's just not why you're here. You have to put something into it, the things that you didn't believe. You have to reinforce them all. constantly. It's daily. You eat your kale, you drink your protein shake, but you won't talk to me.
He says, when you say that he doesn't talk to you, are you meaning that he doesn't listen or he just doesn't talk?
He won't seek. He'll argue in his head over and over again with a voice that he created. It's not me. Argue with me. Converse with me. You'll actually get a response that you can use. And when I've talked to him, he knows the difference. It scared him. So he stopped. He's tormenting himself by not listening.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying Mike has created a thought form in his head that tells him that he can't do stuff, that he's going to fail, and he created that for protection, not to fail?
He's doing the adversary works for him. Almost talked himself out of coming here, or out of the things he knows he needs to do, because he doesn't have someone to argue with him in his face and tell him that he's going to fail. Because no one can look at him and tell him that. So he tells himself, creates a voice that will agree, because I will not tell him that.
Mm-hmm. Is there any way, I know Mike's created it and Mike has free will. Is there any way that I could ask that thought form that Mike created if we could give it another job instead of telling Mike that, he can't do it, he's going to fail? We can give it another job to motivate Mike to that he can do it, that anything's possible. And could we give it another job with Mike's permission if I ask Mike?
Yes.
Can Mike come forward?
Yes.
Mike, you had created, I guess for protection, a thought form that tells you that you can't do something or you're going to fail. With your permission today, I would like to give that thought form a new job. I would like to give that thought form to change his job from that to you can do anything that you set your mind to. That there's no limitations to anything that you can do. And give the thought form also bravery and courage. With your permission, could I change that thought form's job to what I just said?
Please, let's change the frequency.
Okay. Can I speak back to the subconscious?
Yes.
Mike gave permission to change that thought form to that new job. Could you see that that's done?
The voice was there. It's being muffled, almost like a dual voice. Singing the praises, but being muffled out by the baritone bass to change the pitch of the song. It's one song, and the song is joy.
Okay.
And it's singing it to him right now. It's on.
And could you tell that thought form that I'm pretty sure Mike is thankful for what it did at the time, and that it's that Mike I know Mike is thankful for the new job that it's going to be doing, and it's going to be amazing at the new job.
Yes.
Thank you. I would like for you, the subconscious, to do a body scan on Mike. And while you're doing a body scan, could you, subconscious, let me know what you're doing and what you're seeing? And especially if you see any black spots in Mike's body that should not be there, any attachments that should not be attached to Mike, anything that's not of Mike's soul as well, any pains, anything out of alignment of Mike's body that's not helping Mike work at maximum efficiency, please let me know as well.
Started with his stomach. It's almost like a black box, but it's kind of transparent, and it's sitting through me, in me, like a Lego that's transparent. Down to my calves, slightly black. Knees, hips, but there are strings attached to them. The blackness is on my arms, but the strings go up to my head. It's almost like a dark, I don't want to say crown, but a ring. It's forcibly shutting down. It's forcibly making the blackness. But they're there. Behind the eyes. A black cube in the ear.
Is it seem something that's an implant, or is it an attachment that has attached to Mike?
It seems like it's all attached, coming from the head, almost as if the dark crown was the puppeteer, and the blackness that's around the body, that's in the body, is the puppets.
Do you sense one energy or multiple energies?
It's one.
I would like to call in Archangel Michael.
Okay.
And to stand by me. And I would like to speak to that dark energy that's inside of Mike. Are you there?
Yes.
What's your name?
Call me the puppeteer.
Kami?
Kami, the puppeteer.
Kami, the puppeteer. How long have you been there with Mike?
Since he became aware that he was inside of his body. 5 years of age, younger. Before his eyes could open, he could hear and perceive the world through his ears.
What? Okay.
He's been here.
So that's what made you attracted to Mike?
His darkness or his light?
His light.
To cover the light with the darkness. Yes.
And when did you lose your body?
Maybe eons ago. From space, I see the stars. I see a galaxy with a sun that's not like ours, that I'm coming away from, going toward our galaxy. all early in the beginning. I don't see any bodies, any physical bodies, as we know them.
Okay.
Energies and lights drifting.
So you've been wondering a long time, and then you saw Mike and decided to um, stay with him. Um, but right now, Mike is transitioning his life. He's going to be doing different things. And right now, we're going to need Mike to be free and clear of anything that's blocking him from his highest destiny. So, um, today, we have Archangel Michael here. You've been gone for a long time. Do you remember any of the loved ones that you had or friends that before you found Mike that were in your life?
I see a symbol, almost like a patch, um, like a checkerboard, but not red and black. It's black and white, with a flame in the middle. It's something on a flower attached to a woman, something European. In nature, maybe. She's Caucasian. Her hair is in a bonnet. She's wearing blue. And there's a white flower or hair ornament of a flower clipping to her bun. I see her with white gloves, black purse, getting inside of an old-timey vehicle, kind with the engines in the trunk.
What did you call her?
She looks like my wife. I hear, I feel wife resonating from her. She smiles. In the streets, they're not as they are now, like stone or cobble, or the vehicles just get torn up, riding up and down them all the time.
Would you like to see your wife again?
Yes.
Now I'm going to have Archangel Michael guide you back to the light, and he's going to show you the light. And when he shows you the light, I want you to look into the light, and I want you to tell me what you see.
The light is, it's making my strings, my black orbs, my black shapes, it's making them dissipate, not disintegrate, it's phasing, almost fading. Like taking dishwashing liquid and putting it into a dirty zinc. It's dispelling.
Do you see any of through the white light too? Do you see any loved ones there?
I see colors and shapes. I feel love, but not in a sense from a person. It's from these colors and shapes. It's a flower it's making. I see the space and I see the stars. It's not cold, it's warm.
Yes. You are from that light. And that's a wonderful place to be, to where if you want to get another body, you need to go there first to get another body or whatever other travels that you want. And before you go into the light, did you want to apologize or have Mike forgive you for you blocking his light and putting your cords and threads and darkness all in his body. Would you like Mike to forgive you?
I ask that he forgives me, but he needs to understand I don't have the ability to control him or take him over. His chains, his constraints are still self-imposed. Although I can induce my will and stop me at any moment and remove them. He just doesn't accept the fact that he can do that. And so I'm sorry. I thought it was a game that we were playing. You were ended. You didn't. I got comfortable.
Could I speak to Mike?
Yes.
Mike, could you forgive Kami, the puppet master, for putting the threads and the darkness in your body?
I can. I just didn't want to accept this fact. I could have easily purged it myself years ago.
Yes.
I didn't have to carry it around.
And can I speak back for Kami, the puppet master?
Yes.
Now I'm going to have Archangel Michael take you to the light. And I send you love and to wherever your new travels and adventures go.
Thank you.
All right. Can I speak back to Mike's can I speak back to Mike?
Yes.
Mike, Kami the puppet master has left, and he left an empty hole, and I need to fill it with something that's going to strengthen you, and to fill that hole with. What would you like to put in the place where Kami was?
Put back my faith.
I'm going to touch your stomach where he was, and I'm going to put in faith. Anything else you would like in there? How about joy?
Joy.
We're gonna put joy in there. Fill that with joy. Okay, it's all filled. Do you feel that joy? Do you feel that faith throughout your body that I just put in there?
Yes, it's resonating through me.
Okay, let me speak back with Mike's subconscious.
Yes.
Do you see, did Kami, the puppet master, take all his cords with him when he left?
The Archangel severed them.
Okay.
Now it's like almost like a steady candle.
Okay.
When it flickers, it's not flickering to go out. It's just because of the force of the wind that's resonating from within him.
Okay.
It's warm. It's vibrating.
Okay. Do you see anything else out of alignment in this body?
It's Michael's head. It ultimately, his physical ailments are physical maybe, but he already learned at an early age that doesn't really matter. You can heal that. You can stop that. His eyes, the blackness behind him, like the TV set, are flickering on the static mixed with the black. It's becoming more clear. The picture is coming in. It's like the never-ending story, the movie. He just needs to call out the names of what he wants, what he believes, what he knows, rather. And that's what it will be. We did this already.
Mike's was Kami the puppet master causing him the irritable bowel movements?
It was part of it. It's more so Mike's doubt. Mike's ability to handle stress. He didn't believe that he could have a nervous breakdown or that he could have a midlife crisis before he was at his midlife. So these things he didn't know how to deal with. He didn't believe that he knew how to deal with them. He just wanted the easy way out, a quick fix.
So by saying that he always had to go to the bathroom, he could stop whatever he was doing and use that as an excuse to stop.
He could stop everything. I don't want to go out. He could use that as an excuse. And then that would indeed irritate him and irritate his intestines. So it will work in his favor, but not in his purpose.
Yes. Now that today that we've changed that thought form and gave it another job, and part of the thought form was, loves Mike because he created it, so it thought giving him the irritable bowel movement was great because, that's what Mike wanted it to do. Now that we changed the job of that thought form, could we release the memory of the irritable bowel syndrome and heal whatever damage was done to the bladder to where he doesn't feel his bowels are not irritated anymore?
Yes.
Thank you. And let me know when you're finished.
Thank you. It's done.
Okay. Now with the PTSD, I know that he's obviously a way shower, and the PTSD was a learning experience. Was Kami, was the PTSD from Kami, or was it from the thought form?
The PTSD was from the thoughts in his head and not confronting them, not dealing with them. Thoughts in his head was from life and running from them. Comedy just took advantage of that, made it easy for him.
Okay.
But Mike, he could have stopped all of that. He didn't have to go through any of that. He already knew how not to. He just forgot.
So after this session today, the symptoms of the PTSD, the anxiety, maybe the nervousness, now that we've removed Kami and that thought form, should he be experiencing those symptoms?
No, he should be plugged back in.
Okay.
Only he can flip the switch and turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it doesn't turn off. It's there watching him suffer on purpose. He's not gonna let himself do that anymore.
Yes.
For lack of a better term, it's just stupid.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure after he hears the recording of him being healed and having a conversation with his higher self, whatever doubt that he had in reference to his gift, whatever doubt that he didn't realize that you were always there guiding him, giving him an intuition to where he didn't have to use logic of everyone else and he could use his own. I know that it's going to change everything. He also says he has a fear of darkness. Why does he have a fear of darkness?
He doesn't understand things that go bump in the night are not always there to hurt him or torment him. It's when the lights go out, he has no choice but to acknowledge what's already in the room when the lights are on. He has no choice but to make light in the darkness. So he shines light on those figures, on those objects. So now he's purposely forcing himself to see what's already been there.
Mm-hmm.
It scares him.
But after today he should have the knowingness by knowing that Archangel Michael is always by him. You're there to guide him, and that nothing, he's a very powerful warrior, that nothing is there to hurt him. He's also seeing tornadoes or vortexes in his dreams. What are those symbols of?
That is the winds of change blowing in. The ones that you speak of all the time. Life changes. The wind blows. But for his life, and for what changes, the winds are great. They mount up. They twirl into a vortex. No simple breeze can push him along in his life because he's stubborn. He needs that enormous gust of wind whirling and twirling to force him to move.
Okay. Now, I have to go back to something you said. I just realized something. You said that there's darkness behind his eyes?
There was the darkness behind the eyes. They were scanning the body. The crown, a dark crown, had the strings coming down to all the extremities, and then the eyes behind the eyes was also dark and clouded.
Do you feel that's one entity or multiple ones?
I feel that multiple ones may try to poke and prod and attack, but with that, it was just one covering the mind, the eyes, and everything up there in that whole section. Just had it under control.
Could I call in Archangel Michael again?
Yes.
And could I speak to that darkness that you speak of?
Yes.
How are you?
I am.
What is your name?
Nothing.
You're called Nothing?
Yes.
When did you find Mike?
As a child, watching the darkness on TV, so programmed at an early age. And I was able to manifest myself in something that he saw, that I could enter to teach him, not to scare him. He didn't know that. I'm directly named after, and I pride myself in attacking his life or being in his life after that movie, The Nothingness. It was in the never-ending story. It was chasing a trail throughout the entire movie, terrorizing that entire world. This blackness coming. The nothing. And ultimately, in his life, I am nothing. Nothing that he can't overcome, nothing that he can't overlook. But I am there. There is darkness.
So, how did you lose your body?
I see smoke. I see symbols. It's now a street. It's in the 50s or the 40s. The sewer tops are silver, as if they were just freshly placed. I've never seen anything like that. Steam from under the ground. There's something under the ground. A worker. Or a coal miner.
So
I'm a coal miner.
Okay.
And something happened.
And how old were you when you lost your body?
see bushy mustache, brownish, big old stomach. I'm at least 50. But back then we worked. We worked at that age.
And why did you choose not to go to the light?
What is that?
What is the light?
No one teaches you that. No one taught us that. See, all I saw was darkness. Every day at work, streets are wet and dark. No one.
Are you still seeing darkness even though you're with Mike?
I'm looking at this picture of the street. It's dark on top, it's wet, but I'm underneath. I think I'm building the infrastructure of what subways run under today. I helped start that. I see coal, choking. My hands are black from working. I think maybe I got trapped under there in the darkness.
Okay.
With no light to see.
So the only light that you really saw was Mike, and that's how you found him.
It's a bright light. Maybe he is the street light that I see above the surface that I'm trapped under.
Yes.
Maybe I can't see Mike. Maybe I see that street light that is Mike.
Yes. Mike.
And I'm confused. I didn't know that that was him. And I was tormenting him. I just saw it's unfamiliar. It's not what I see every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing under the street light. My work pants. Their coveralls blue. Sleeves are rolled up. A hat. Like grayish. A fedora. A cigar. Stick. Brown. I'm telling myself it's time to go. I'm putting out the cigar and stepping on it. We do this a lot. Say our goodbyes. One last smoke.
Are you ready to leave Mike's body to go see your loved ones?
Yes.
Is Archangel Michael there?
He's there to guide me.
Yes. Do you see the light?
But I have to go towards the light.
Yes.
And I'm ready.
When you leave, I would like for you to take with you anything that you've attached inside of Mike, any cords, any rods. I want you to take all the darkness that you put inside of Mike, and I want you to take that with you. Now, before you go, would you like Mike to forgive you for the darkness that you have caused him?
Yes.
Mike, can
Yes.
I speak to you? Will you forgive this attachment for causing the darkness inside of you?
I don't want to hold on to it, the anger and the depression associated with it. So I want to forgive him, and I have to also. So yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Could I speak back with the entity?
Yes.
I want to wish you love and light on your new adventures.
Thank you.
Okay. Could I speak back with Mike's subconscious?
Yes.
Is everything clear now?
Michael is already seeing the floodgates, the waterfall,
Okay.
the flow. And we just told him this is not going to shut off. We're not going to clog this up.
Okay.
We are going to learn how to temper this like steel and control it this time.
Okay. Are there any other dark spots inside of him that I may have missed that could be there still?
I don't see any. Just I'm looking back at the memory of the puppeteer's actions, but I don't see any here currently. No.
Are there any memories of the puppeteer actions that will affect Mike's life moving forward?
No.
Okay. Mike says, has Mike ever been a shaman before?
Honestly, Mike has been many things. He's been all and nothing at the same time. His visions, his imagination, his drawings, they all speak to him. They're all a part of him. His ancestral history with the Cherokee Native Americans. His dad being Native American, his grandma. Showing him cartoons of shamans in his favorite cartoon. We all but told him that yes, you were. Just didn't accept it.
Is there any other messages that you would like to give to Mike, or anything that we didn't cover today that I may have didn't ask and he needs to know the answer to?
He needs to go. He needs to know that he can go forward. That everything is not by happenstance, it's not by coincidence or by chance. Go ahead and go. Do what you need to do. Take your own advice from the song that's been playing in his head over and over again. Do what you know you can do. And repeat it. Because he likes metronome music, likes to repeat things. Do what you know you can do.
Okay. Do you have any messages for me?
Thank you. And gratitude.
You're welcome. I would like to thank Archangel Michael for being here today and assisting. And I want to thank you too, Mike's subconscious, for allowing me to aid him in his growth and his highest destiny from this point on. And thank you so much. And now I'm asking the subconscious to receive